instead of just fighting all the time, especially with the orcs at the doorstep.
That will not be a popular suggestion.
Not, but if we showed them kindness in the field. I have to go out and I have to find a place to learn. I have to find a place to learn
kindness.
Well, we did like not kill 30 of them or something. Right?
We did not kill some.
Yes, we're such good people.
We like a whole clan. We like, all right, you know what? Give up, and we'll let you live. And we did. But I need to go out in the wilderness and study some of the nature that they know.
Sometimes.
If you need me to diplomacy with some of them and get them to talk, I can try that.
We could manage a more formal peace with the S-Cloud.
I'd be more than happy to try to initiate that.
Can I behave for who's your children?
Oh, wow. We'll kill more of you. How many times do we have to defeat you?
Stop birthing!
Just so you know, my lance never runs out of ammo.
Ah, so bad.
Would you like me to try that if I do run into any of them?
This Witch of Ravens does not sound like she is for peace.
Does it gonna sound like a right thought?
Well, we need to find out where the hell she is. She'd be the next one to deal with. Once she's out of the way, then I think you'll have peace. From what I remember, they weren't very happy with her. They were afraid of her. Perhaps they'll help us if we rid them of her. If we rid them of her on behalf of the dwarves.
You're much more the diplomat than I am.
See what I can do.
And you're a druid. Perhaps, Lemmy, my friend, you can be the bridge that has been burned long ago.
Perhaps. Not. When the roots collide, they're not always aggressive. They sometimes become symbiotic. Hopefully your roots and their roots can grow together in harmony. Alright, I'm going to leave now.
Okay.
So
you ask some questions.
The questions are going to be, who ordered you to come here?
Yep.
Where is your treasure? Where did you learn your true form spell? And what are you getting from this?
Okay. So what's the DC of the save?
I'm trying to remember. Why do I have
If
4
she's
questions? No, hold on.
Good, then there is no save.
No, she's not good.
I think I'm going to get rid of what are your...
I knew it!
I will leave the Marty, I will leave the where is your
Justified slaying!
Where is your treasure for another week if it fails?
Okay.
Or for another week, because I can only ask 3 questions right now. It's 1 per 2, isn't it?
She gets a 16 on her save.
Fails.
So what's the first question?
Who ordered you to come here?
Okay. So her spirit returns to her body.
Yesterday, now
There's kind of weird little storm clouds forming in her eyes as her eyes open up.
Unexpected strikes means okay, rolls for
And repeat that, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Who ordered you to come to Dvergholme
walking up the area.
and siege?
Win the balls, watch them roll away. Try it again.
I'll be more specific with my question. Undead.
Later, when you get tireless rage.
Fucking bastard.
Rage. Okay. Kicking balls.
We were united under the Witch of Ravens. Eka. Would you and your people prefer that she was destroyed or let live?
Change of strategy, guys.
The Raven Esclav follow her fanatically. The others simply fear her.
Thank you. Where did you learn your spell true form?
Morla.
Now, sorry, I just have to check if the Speak with Dead is 1 per 2 or 1 per 1 plus 1 per 3 or something. Speak with Dead. Because we leveled, right?
Do you know what moral is?
No, I do not. 1 per 2. I do have 4 questions.
No, like, Lemmy's heard the name.
Lemmy knows that name.
Well, Lemmy might know. But his int and my int are not the same.
Given that it was like 2 days ago in character,
Okay.
give me an int check.
Yeah.
DC 8.
I bake it. I don't roll a 1. I roll a 2.
So you have a 24 int.
Oh, 1d20 plus 6.
You have a 22 int.
No, plus 4.
Okay, so you fail.
Fair. Fair. 1d6.
Huh?
People doesn't make that.
Who or what is Morla?
4!
Oh, there you go.
It's the giant turtle, you dumbass!
It's the giant turtle.
Giant turtle. Oh, fuck yeah.
Looks like I have to find the giant turtle. Alright.
Who knows where it is?
I
nice
continue gentle repose. I think she's the only body that I have.
Can you only cast only 3 questions?
No, 4.
4? Okay, what's
That
your
was my
fourth one?
4th.
No? What?
Who
Oh, you added
would
one in
prefer?
there. Yeah.
Would you learn and who it and
Who's your daddy?
no, yeah.
Who's your daddy? What does
Who
he
asked
do?
you to come here? Would you prefer if she was destroyed?
Mhm.
Where'd you learn your spell? Yeah, do it.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy?
I'm gonna ask a bunch of questions and I want you to answer them.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Where is the witch?
Can
Can I ask you a
Detective Ron
question?
Kimball.
What was the Raven? Witch of Ravens? Is that her name? No, I'm not asking her in character.
Heka, the Witch of Ravens.
Heka, the Witch of Ravens. Where can I find Heka, the Witch of Ravens?
The territory of the Raven Esclav
That's right.
is to the west in the Raven's Perch Mountains.
Become huge size.
You'll find her lair. She seemed actually kind of cooperative when you were splitting hairs about the Raven Esclav and the Esclav barbarians. Perhaps Perun of Diamond Skies didn't like that tribe.
Is it possible that I can? I want to ask her speak with her again. So next after another 10 days.
Yep. Okay.
Can I?
Mark it down on the downtime sheet.
Okay. There's also sending that Lemmy wants to do at night with his family and his.
Downtime rules. It's not optimal.
Okay.
It's a day per sending.
So can I do sending for because it's a bunch of people, I can do 3 sendings a day.
Downtime rules. Day per sending. You think about it like, what am I going to say to my family? You get really excited.
No worries,
And you go
I'll do
talk
that.
to your friends. Hey, do you want to be here? Yeah, it's downtime rules. Not optimal. All right.
I basically took every task I had to do and multiplied by 3 for how long it took.
Oberon and Isildan need to get a couple days down the road, and then 1 day off the road to the hill where you left the 2 druids and
Uker.
Sorry, Uker and Isildan. And the animals that you left behind was the boar?
The boar and Uruk-cho.
Rosie.
Uruk-cho? I thought you left Rosie this time at the...
No, Rosie.
Rosie's in Runeshot.
Rosie's in Uruk-cho.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rosie could be with you at this point.
Because she's easy.
Or not. Because you just use your token to jump between you.
Yeah.
So is she with you for this journey? Or okay. She's still in Runeshot?
Yeah, we'll leave her in.
Okay. The puppies are in Runeshot because there's a bunch of human children.
No, Rosie's in Dvergholme.
So you've...
Yeah, you want them away from the evil people.
Yes.
Okay, so there were some odd looks and like we're allowing giant skunks into fucking and yeah, you were given some quarters and Rosie stays near the quarters and there is a dwarf that you teach to feed Rosie the right things and Rosie guards your huge mound of silver. Okay, so the two of you, how are you traveling? Are you just waltzing down the road, or are you doing the...
Waltzing down the road.
We hire some people for copper pieces to walk around with trumpets announcing our presence at all times.
That's so awesome.
Our heroes of Aegis are coming!
Out of our way, Peck!
Lucre's for walking down the road.
We'll walk down the road till we run into trouble on the road. We'll see how that
We'll
goes.
tell the trouble to go away.
Okay.
No trouble, you bother me.
The first group of Esclav warriors that you come across are actually just kind of camped out of the side of the road. They've got campfires going. They seem a little tense when you look at them. None of them raise any weapons. You don't speak their language.
No.
They're careful not to speak any Icelandic when you're around them, but yeah, like they might have been hunting or...
None of us are carrying any of the big boss men, so they don't have the belt
No.
and the axes. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Okay. It's 2 days in. You're still on the dwarf road. You're back at the stone house where they were like breeding shambling mounds,
yeah.
and there's a significant number of Esclav that are here.
Let's just go around.
Some of them stop and actually start approaching. A couple of them with bows drawn.
That's cute.
Who are you?
It's Icelandic.
Yep.
Heroes of Aegis.
Hey.
Nice bow. Drop your bow and your silver and you can go.
I am the slayer of Bogomir the Belligerent. He is the slayer of the Raven one. Or what was it, the Raven one, the other one?
No, it was the little blue bird.
The little blue, the bird one.
Okay.
Is everybody at this event?
Is it while talking? He picks
What
up
was
the
that,
tree,
John?
throws
Sorry?
Is everybody there, or just some of the party?
No, it was Uker and Isildan said they were going to go fetch the animals.
Right. Okay.
Listen, I know this may be hard to believe, but we're actually responsible for most of the corpses in that building. So you might want to fuck off. Before we add you to the pile.
So, is there like a tree beside us?
Yes.
I'm gonna knock the tree over.
And
Seeing how
nothing
it says
wrong with that
short bow written on yours,
Aid Uker and make an intimidate check if you'd like.
composite longbow +1 on my bow.
I hit her because I probably tripped.
You're just a lippy guy you want to stick an arrow into.
I really know what I'm doing.
Times, good times.
Seven.
Okay.
We look like clowns.
So the scene is there are 4 dudes, 2 guys with bows. They shoot a couple of arrows at you. One was a warning shot, and one actually tried to hit Uker
and they're basically left unconscious. 2 guys thrown up into the branches of trees. The third guy, you decided not to throw him for a third time because he looked pretty bruised when he kept on crashing through the underbrush. And then one guy who Azildan basically pinned to a tree with arrows, and he was left there awake and alive to just witness you guys throwing people around.
Now, when we come back, you're going to be gone.
Like second level warriors.
Yeah.
There's a 1 in 400 chance that they actually did something like to harm potentially one of you. No, it didn't happen. So I might start just doing this sort of thing. Now that I get the idea of how you guys are going about your encountering the Esclave, give me a +1 level D20 check. So one of you can roll. Basically, it's a +1 because there's 2 of you.
24.
Okay. You scare off a bunch of Esclave. Some of them actually come out to like point at you and leave. Like there was some young guy that's like, yeah, he pointed at you guys and then went running off. A few times you had to get into a few brawls, or like some guy attacked you with an axe, you grabbed the axe from him and broke it over your knee and threw it back at them, and then they all fucked off. But yeah, you get the sense that there are individual tribes and small roving bands now that the army has devolved into. I'm assuming it's a non-lethal approach that you guys are taking through the forest.
I just want them to not beat
Okay.
around us.
So you beeline to the clearing where the old man, Jarko, is that his name?
Yes, Jarko and
And
Janica.
the most epic mating ritual of, you know all that?
Jarko, Oldfish, the owl, and his woman. Yeah.
You want to meet the Dwarven King? We know him.
Name dropping. I had an interesting thought actually. So if you take steel armor or a steel shield and you apply a +1 bonus to it, the hardness becomes 12, right? Hit points are 30 or something like that. An NPC within like the first 4 levels probably can't do enough damage to get through that hardness with like a fucking warhammer or standard strength, even with power attack.
Mm-hmm.
So against like little Gumbies like that, your +1 armor wouldn't ever dent.
Right.
Oh look, Tree Tugger
Tree tugger.
and the priestess have returned.
At least I took 3. Yeah.
And you can see this really old, decrepit owl up in a tree, and a more feisty-looking owl that kind of toots at your approach. She's up on a rock this time. She's not up a tree. But 10 feet up.
I can pick up that rock too.
And then throw it at you.
No.
Or you could.
A titan,
Well,
a titan couldn't pick up this rock.
Oh, please.
Okay.
It's a 10-foot by 20-foot
Here, let's see.
by 10-foot roundish stone that's half embedded in earth.
We'll take a look because we might have just done more than we can. So
Breaks it in half.
She's standing on top of it. She's giving that same sneer.
all right, let's just see what we
Azildan, with his uber senses, he hears the pig and some of the animals nearby. Like they're just kind of around. They're on the backside of the hill.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ukers, you might want to get off rock.
The bird should be fine.
You're too heavy. Get off. Now I can carry.
Okay, so this is for funsies. We're going to bull strength. We're going to bull strength. We're basically going to buff up like we're going for a real fight.
What is he drinking?
It's usually man juice, but you know.
His super juice makes him super strong.
Done steroids.
So where are you coming from?
Dvergholme.
Did you really kill all those Esclav?
Well, some of them survived.
Well, most of them. They've been fleeing and hunting and traveling all over the place.
There were some accidents, but the ones who took beards deserved it. I'm mixing up we'll take 1 minute to mix up a potion.
We had to keep some of them from turning your mounts into meat.
Oh, Repto, you good puppy.
Why is
The big dire wolf comes, like he hears Zuker's voice, and
much appreciated.
we ate something. Do you constantly have Speak with Wolves up?
I think so, because like I don't know which ones were what
Yeah,
side of
yeah,
things. I think I always know what wolves are saying.
Hey, we're gonna eat something?
Soon. First, we're going to get. I don't speak wolf. I guess you would understand what I'm saying, but it's
No, I gotta put it up.
no.
No, from the
stone.
token, you can understand what he's saying back to.
First, we're helping with Azuldan mating.
What?
Almost done.
You do have wild empathy, wolf, or whatever it is, wolf empathy or whatever, so you can treat him as if he was something you could influence with diplomacy.
Yep, that's why I'm still maxing diplomacy.
Can I mate?
We'll find you a nice beach.
Okay. Can I eat those owls now?
No.
He's been with them for days.
Okay, so Uker drinks some full strength.
Yep.
A mutagen, an ant-haul, and an enlarged person. He rages. He has a mythic point blown. You can currently lift 920,000 pounds.
He's ripping this gigantic truck-sized stone out of the ground. She comes scrambling off, but she's not going to get tossed at the same time.
How do you get
Ripping root out of the ground. His egg-like stone is now balanced precariously.
I can full lift this thing over my head, no problem.
Okay.
I can walk around with it. Where do you want it?
One of the owls takes off. The other one's just going. The old one is just laughing. Her mouth is agape. She's looking at Uker like he's some sort of monster.
He is.
He's a god of the Jotun, is what she yells to you as like there's rocks tumbling all over the place and Uker's making gigantic noises while he's lifting this thing.
That's a pretty good guess, actually, probably.
Where'd you find him?
He was unconscious in the back of a temple.
Amazed.
And he's gonna spike it like a football. Cool.
Okay, so the rock has clearly been disturbed. All sorts of like beetles and bugs and ants and stuff like that all around the ant, like all around the rock that's been disturbed. Nice, a little bit of a sweat from all the chemicals that he was drinking.
Wieners don't do drugs.
As he's like, let me lift something.
What are you saying, man?
Uker's just a juicer.
Alchemy.
Alchemy, right.
Chemistry, yeah.
Yes. I put the
So
downtime
Uker will nudge Azzy.
sheet. Is it one day for one sending to a person?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So
Jocko does transform. It's almost like he takes it takes a lot out of him. He's looking really old. Like you only been gone for like a week, and you can see that a bit of color is. He's losing a little bit of color.
You okay there, Jocko?
I've seen better days, but it is good now that the path is clear. We shall follow. There's a kind of a death rattly cough.
Do you need lift? A perch?
No. Yes, that might be nice. Lead the way, giant. We don't want you stepping on us.
Yes.
Okay. You hear this creaking bone sound as he turns back into an owl, and she actually goes and lifts the owl up and puts it on your shoulder. You sure can't eat the owl? It's weak. It's weak.
I thunk him on the head.
Hurry! Okay, you get first. Rupture's a dick, remember? But he's your dick. Yeah, the owl goes flying around a little bit. So I never understood. You're not from Lakeland.
Right.
But you're one of us, and you found a goddess in
Well,
a grove.
I'm not exactly one of you.
My grandfather said that there are some brave warriors that used to climb the tree. The Lakelanders had great druids that tended Yggdrasil.
Well, yes, what I heard too.
Before the coming of
Yorks.
the orcs and before the Norm took lair.
That was the mod. How the fuck was this?
What's that?
It's a big dragon.
I hate those bad things. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not exactly,
Dvergholme, the Stormthorn. Dvergholme, she says. The Stormthorn.
How long has he been there?
Grandfather says that with the orcs and the druids fighting, great priests of their foul religion fighting our druids, them coming down the trees like army ants, streams and streams of them. The Lakelanders couldn't hold them back after the druids' back were broken. Apparently Dvergholme saw this as an advantageous time and took advantage of a temporary weakness, came in and slaughtered orcs and druids alike. He sleeps at the roots where Yggdrasil crawls into this world. Sometimes orcs are allowed to pass, giants too.
Wait, you know where Yggdrasil comes into this world? But you just bring us there.
It's in the Elderwood.
Well, yeah, we know that, but you know, a lot of things. The Elderwood's pretty big.
She nods. There's a river that is fed from water that comes from other places. The rainwater that hits Yggdrasil travels down its roots and creates a river. You only need to know which river to follow.
We get Lemio, don't we?
Which means in order to get to our home from Lemio, also get to bottom of a big tree.
Is it true? Yggdrasil goes to other worlds.
This one's stupid. That's what I'm told.
If there are other worlds out there with trees and good creatures, then Meliki must be on other worlds as well.
Yeah, that's where I found mine.
Then it makes sense. Perhaps you're one of our lost kin.
No.
Luca's chuckling.
This is Isilda trying to be charming. No, you're wrong again.
Kind of stubborn for a priestess, aren't you?
No. Some people might say, what an unusual thing, Maliki choosing a male to represent her. Maybe there's something special about him. Maybe he's worthy of respect.
That's what my grandfather says. But there's a reason why sometimes Maliki chooses male priests. And true, a few of them end up being really powerful.
That's right.
Perhaps gods do make mistakes, though.
That's right.
Have you ever seen an owl bear? She says and keeps on walking quicker forward.
Maliki didn't make the owl bear.
No, but she made bears.
Yeah, but she didn't like owls at all.
I really do appreciate the fact that the Finnish Maliki is she made bears. That's the fucking thing that she did. She's like, I made bears.
I made bears. Oh yeah, and then I made bears.
Bears. I was like, you know what? This world doesn't have enough huge fucking hairy things that like climbing up trees, living in caves, and eating fish. Bears.
They need their animal companions to defend nature and all the all the woodlands.
Sure.
Alright, so the Zildjian seems to get on her nerves a little bit.
Maliki, give me patience.
She does have a bow. You're guessing that she tries to aim. Like you're just guessing. You know that she's not a belligerent archer.
Yeah.
There's no way.
If he actually does see her practicing, I'll just look at her. Aim.
What do you mean aimer?
You aim.
This is a camp. This night.
Aim ain't there.
Let me see you do it. That tree right there. A fucking tree really is like AC 10 with distance modifier. Like
honestly, that one.
Uker picks up an apple, and Uker's going to. I'm going to throw. You're going. Okay.
like it's well rehearsed.
So one slice for each of you.
Okay, so how far does the apple go?
How far does the apple go?
It's Lenny in the head.
Frick you, girl!
I don't know, like at what point do the range increments of a throw?
Well, Zelda will let it go like 800 feet.
Throw an apple.
Well, I don't.
Can you do that?
Well,
Well,
so-
fucking baseball, I guess, at some point.
It's like a baseball. I got a sling. Sling is 50 range increment. Technically, I could throw something 250 feet
Okay.
with
So,
a sling.
Okay.
so yeah, the apple eventually slows down and kind of arcs towards the earth, right? So it's like.
So
200
as
feet.
it's coming down,
Yeah.
you just
So an apple is a diminutive object.
It's moving.
250 feet. It's moving. Diminutive is plus 4 on AC, so AC 14 plus movement. AC 20 to hit an apple. It's
alright. So
at 250 feet plus range increment.
yeah, range
So-
increment's nothing for me right
Exactly.
now. So plus 15, plus 15, plus 10, plus 10.
Oh, you're killing this.
We'll spend a key point. Just drive that point home. And a hit point.
Oh, sorry. So 4 at
So 4 at plus 50.
4 plus 15. So critical threat.
It's not even there.
So it's a critical threat, a miss, then a critical threat, then a hit, and then 2 number sign 1 plus 10.
2 ones?
No, that's it's we're good. We're good. So 2 misses and 3 hits, but
Okay, so
One of those, the apple was flat-footed.
yeah, the apple's split in half, and that's what caused the other one to miss. But then you kind of cause the other half, one half to go into a spray, and then you hit the other half.
She's just looking at you.
And he's looking at her the whole time.
It's important to keep relaxed in your elbows, right?
You missed one. You missed two.
And see, that's why we practice.
Okay, she
Properly.
give me a charisma check.
8!
8.
You roll that giant d20.
All
Roll
right.
it.
She
She didn't.
not have breasts in the way.
She didn't like being embarrassed like that and went off for a pout.
I was just like, I got it.
After she walks off, he looks at Uber. Holy shit.
What was the mythic power that you took?
Limitless range.
Limitless range.
Okay, so Isilden, while you were joking around and you actually distracted yourself to the point where you're looking at the pretty girl doing your thing, you realize that you tapped into some sort of like weird muscle memory and sort of a deeper level. Yeah, you're joking about it, but you kind of came out of it. Like you were doing one thing and you were firing another, and you realize that you achieved what your master would have described was another plateau or another sort of level of Thalidra.
Mm-hmm.
He described this level of Thalidra,
Mm-hmm.
but he's never achieved that level of Thalidra. Like he never could just, range increment, no problem. It was always still a thing, but you're like, he did describe the fact that distance does not matter. But of course, there's some physics involved, and you think you just tapped into distance doesn't matter.
If they're camping, he'll test it out for a bit.
Okay, so
Limitless
Isilden,
range for an archer.
you hear "Tok" as you're camping that night. "Tok," a little bit further off. What's the range now of your?
Before I start taking penalties because of my background trait,
Yep.
it's 1,050 feet before I start taking penalties.
Okay. So you start to gauge.
1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the first range penalty.
So you can drop how many 100 men before they get to us?
You catch him. He's kind of like. Donk. And it hits a tree.
He spent a lot of time alone with angry old men.
She's sitting with her grandfather, and the two of them are just watching Isilden, kind of like far off to the side of the camp. The owl sitting beside them. They're all clustered together.
Yeah.
Like they're now.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm sort of talking in their direction.
Yep.
He did nasty things to him.
He says things that aren't the thing he meant to say, because he does not know how to be civilized.
He has our respect, says Jarko. They seem to be more like, "Fuck, how is he doing that? I think he was aiming for that tree."
You are very safe right now.
He picks up an apple and takes a crunch out of it, kind of as a joke. But all right, so that is Isilden and Uker escorting Jarko and Janica back without any incident along the Dverg road back to Dvergholme.
The next day, Isilden's going to cast Remove Disease on Jarko.
Okay, that seems to clear up some of the rattle. You can give me a
Check to.
caster roll check. Yeah.
I'm going to add a D6 because Because I'm special.
Yep.
So 10 plus, so 18.
18. So DC 18. Yeah, it clears up some of the death rattle. He thanks you. He says quietly, "It will return."
We'll make the trip that much easier.
There is only so much magic that can keep one alive past their time. If only the priestesses of pain would learn that lesson.
The priestesses of pain, and these dragons.
He shakes his head. If you are to wander the land of the Lakelanders, as I suspect that Meliki may have sent one as you to us, you will encounter them. They, after our druid circles were destroyed and busted, when the greatest amongst of our druids in number fell to the norm, and to the endless onslaught of the orcs and the giants in the cities of the Lakelanders, of the Batnumi. It was the Church of Loviatar that seized control, and those that choose to live in cities have lived under her yoke. Of scourge, of fire, and of ice, 3 pains.
That's 3 more reasons I don't even need to not want to live in a city. Mark the player, on the other hand, would still live in a city.
I am sure that when you see what the warriors that follow Loviatar in their cruel and rigid ways, when you see you will do the right thing.
I always try.
Give my daughter time.
They do not know suffering.
Her brood, she is the best archer in the small village we came from. It will take time for her bruised pride to heal.
I don't think time's going to help. I'm pretty bloody helpless.
Yes,
Try as hard as I might. Always put my foot down.
he says, he claps your hand, kind of holding onto your hand. You may be the one.
I got angry and kill you.
That can be fun sometime, you know.
For her, for our people.
But for one more.
You may be the one.
He lets him walk off till Luger catches up.
Yep.
Sometimes I find the elderly terribly frustrating.
It's a good time for patience.
Yeah, that's what all people like to say.
You can think about the new potion. You just keep looking and nod. Pretend you're meeting noble you care nothing about. Yes, very nice. Bow deeply.
I have a question for you.
Like we know what's going on about elven
So
cats.
elemental body, if you look at the elemental body spells, there's body 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
And each of them grows. So first one is small, medium, large, huge.
Yep.
The first one starts saying what speed, like the speed that you get of that size. And then the next update you get for speed is at the last one, Elemental Body 4. Do you maintain the slow speed for the first 3 until you get to the 4?
It functions as Elemental Body 1, except that it allows you to blah blah blah. You gain the abilities as per the elementals. So yes, if they neglected to increase the speed, then it doesn't happen until the higher levels.
So the speed only changes at Elemental Body 4.
Yes. So yeah, you don't get the 120 foot air elemental speed at a lower level.
That's only at huge.
Yeah. All right, John. You and Lokrik begin to meet with some very powerful individuals in. I would love.
And it's actually
I would do a problem. In fact, I would.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna go to the Dvergholme sheet because there are a bunch of names that are there.
Detective!
How many of you need to be slain?
hey! It's a spell-like ability. There's no outwards indication that I did.
Oh, can Lokrik Oberon start my item first? I think I asked that already.
We're not there yet. We're still kind of
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay, there is a council of folk that include well, first is Princess Braga, Lokrik's younger sister. She smiles warmly at you. She is joined by her husband Gameter, who is the wizard. There is Chief Prusak of Throngar Drosek. It's a mouthful. I'm going to actually highlight the ones that are in this council, kind of just to let you know that these are the people that are the movers and shakers of.
Okay. I can't see what's on the fucking map tools. So you'll have to. Oh, you're looking at that. Okay, I got you.
Yep.
I got you.
There are the Revered Mothers 3, which apparently are the 3 most powerful priestesses in the city. Solon, Mother Citrine. She is a cleric of Baranar Truesilver. Greta, Mother Garnet, is a war priestess of Hala Brightaxe. And Odessa, Mother Obsidian, who you gather most people fear. Like they move away from her when they're standing in the circle. Yes. There's First Hammer of Dvergholme, Lord Draconbrana, who is a blind old head priest of Morden.
Okay.
Apparently, he was a personal friend of Lokrik's grandfather, Rithik. There's the Axe Guard Commander, who seems to be there not to advise, but to be called upon by this council.
Huh?
And then the guy that came out and saw you really early on, Kotho the Stone Miser.
Stone Miser. What a terrible name.
And I believe I have them all.
Do they have minis or just on that?
No. Throngar, Zelamanchar, Chief is Rowan, who is Gameter's father, is there as well. They gather with Lokrik, not where Lokrik is standing there and they come up to him. They gather like they're a panel of judges in a semicircle, and Lokrik comes to petition them.
Cool.
This is in the throne room, and they are standing kind of to the sides of the throne room as Lokrik and you enter the throne room.
Okay.
It is a woman that speaks and not a man first. That's the first thing that Galeth finds odd. But
How progressive these dwarves. Wait, how can I tell the dwarf females from the dwarf males?
They do not have
Beards, right?
They do not have full beards. Some of them might have like whiskers and stuff, but they do not have full beards.
Oh, okay, alright.
The Council of Regency has gathered you here. It has summoned Lokrik, son of Rick, grandson of Rithik. I say son of Lok, grandson of Rithik, of Clan Kerak-Var, of the scattered kingdoms, of the migrant clans, heir, previously named by Lok, upon the business of answering to the violence that was brought here in Dvergholme, to the feuding between family and clan, and to discuss the next steps. Lokrik begins to tell a story that you know very well about him being summoned. He's actually really open with these people. Him being summoned by a great flash white wizard that Lodrum had, just before Lodrum had attacked him in his bathtub. He goes back into the story of what Lodrum was doing in the tunnel for Bode, and that he and his agents were not only those that were behind the missing or the disappearance of many minor artifacts and the breaking in of tombs, grave robbing, but also for unleashing the Vilgren troll that was defeated by his father long ago. For the deeds that they've done in Runeshod and battling their way back here, he basically says that Galeth is the epitome of truth and justice, and that if you are looking for witness, he stands here and his glory beside him.
It's true! I'm not gonna say that, but I'm thinking it.
There's some murmuring at this, but you can tell that they do have questions for Galeth, but they're not. That's not the business of where Galeth comes from is not really here. They do have a question about by what power of virtue do you call out to?
Nuada Silverhand.
Let's see.
You may know him as a servant of Tyr.
That seems to ring much more of a bell.
On justice and war and fucking you up.
Lokrik does fill in that Galeth is from a world called Nalbrin that has mixed with the people of Vosgard long ago. And that the way by which the dwarves arrived here was the same way that Galeth's people have mixed with the Vosgardians. And then he points to some sort of like, in a really sort of bardic sort of way, how else would the fucking Vosgardians have the word knight and mean, this type of guy?
We're going to lean in close and whisper to Lokrik.
Yep.
My lord, if you so have it, I prepared a truth spell. If you wish them to pass judgment upon you, I can vouchsafe your honesty with magic. All will know it is true.
There's some murmuring at this. You said it loud enough for the council to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. You notice that Clan Drosek is kind of nodding to that, like that might be a good idea, whereas the princess looks a little bit insulted that he's nodding at this. Odessa, Mother Obsidian, says, "And you think, human knight, that we do not have powers to see truth ourselves?" And everyone's like, not gonna step between her and her verbal fencing.
Gallows just looks at her.
She's like an older dwarf lady. She's got heavily powdered makeup. One of these really stuffy gowns that has like odd spikes along the collars and really sharp looking jewelry. She's immaculate. She reminds you of like some of the really
Oh, it's my Aunt Helga. Fuck her.
Yeah, like some terrible aristocrat, and for whatever reason you didn't get a read off of her, but
Nah.
that still doesn't mean she may not be prickly.
It's me.
Well, we'll smite her and see what happens.
Give me a knowledge religion as you're looking at her, because some of her jewelry has odd symbols and things.
I don't like that. 22.
You've spent some time already in Dvergholme, and some of the symbols that she has on her are actually attributed to an area in Dvergholme where all the gods of the pantheon are depicted.
Mm-hmm.
Two of the gods, they don't even have statues in their alcoves. And you think that she might be wearing some of the regalia of one of these priestesses or one of these gods that they didn't bother making a statue for. She also has in one hand like a bracelet that has all sorts of symbols of life on it, and on the right hand, all sorts of symbols of death on a matching bracelet.
All right. So her last thing was about something about truth magic. Yeah.
Like, don't you think we have our own magic to determine truth?
No doubt you have spellcasters, priests, aplenty. No doubt you have warriors with strong arms, axes, and blades. But it was I who answered the call, along with my brethren, along with Lothric, who brought down the beast, who deposed the false king. Where were your spellcasters then? Where were your priests? Where were your strong arms and weapons?
Okay. Where she was being prickly before, it's like a dagger is being drawn from a sheath when she looks at you next.
Yeah,
Good.
Oh, some of the dwarves look shamed, but she's taking offense to this. How dare you, human? You beardless little whelp.
Yeah, I'm going to use my display of charisma and shut her down right now.
You're going to talk over
How
her?
dare I indeed, when no dwarves dared to stand with their king against the usurper, against your slayers, against the beast that tormented you all. Yes, I dared. I alone with my friends dared. Not a single other dwarf, bearded or not, raised an axe, raised a hammer, raised a hand to protect your king, to protect your kingdom. That's a plus 20 on the fucking charisma right there.
Okay, I'm going to allow you to even roll a diplomacy check for this.
All right.
You're basically shaming the council.
49.
You all could eat my
1d6, add a d6, 40. Get your 50,
You can
bud.
surge. Get your 50.
Fuck it. Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Get a 6, 55, come on.
Yeah, 51.
She stops. You overtook her. She was about to say something. She's got her mouth just sort of like open. Like other dwarves are either shaming. You actually made
Made her cry. She quits. Her hair falls off.
her beard falls right off.
you made Greta, Mother Garnet, like take out her axe and put it on the table and like clench her fist like with tears streaming down her eyes, and she's looking at Lothric. Like not like she wants to attack him, but apparently you didn't do enough, war priestess, in the time of war. Mother Citrine is just looking at you like holy shit, like what? Who the fuck is this storm? The first hammer of Dvergholme has stood up and he's actually praying to Moradin, like, for forgiveness.
This is awesome.
The Stone Miser has actually taken 2